This is Sports Sunday.
Welcome into Sports Sunday. I'm Jen Chapman, joined by Scott Braswell. As we shared last night, BJ Milliken has the weekend off. He and his wife Becky welcomed their third daughter into this world on Friday. Well, Scott, it doesn't feel quite like baseball weather, does it?
Not yet. It's a little bit cold for my taste out there today, but baseball season is underway, believe it or not, as the Crimson Tide wrap up their season opening series at the Hoover Met this weekend. Let's take you out there. Fans bundled up trying to stay warm, and they were treated to a treat tonight. Seventh inning freshman Chandler Avant fires it across to Casey Houston, who makes a great tag in midair to get the out. Next batter, and it's Avant again, the Troy, Alabama native. You'll have to watch out for this kid. Throws a little wide, but Houston at first makes another great play for the out. Pitching has been excellent this weekend for the Tide, and Jay Shaw kept it going today. You see him here with a strikeout. But the bats also stayed hot. Here's Kyle Overstreet with one of his many RBIs today. He had a career day, drives in Daniel Cookgen. Alabama wins big in this one, 19-0. That is not a misprint, 19-0. Here's some more stats for you. 15 hits, 19 runs today, 36 runs scored for Alabama throughout the weekend series, and 3 consecutive shutouts. Casey Houston, Kyle Overstreet led the way, and Alabama softball, what a weekend they had.
Yeah, quite the weekend for them at the Stanford Nike Invitational. The team went 4-1. Today they beat Pacific 10-0. Pitcher Alexis Osorio became the 24th pitcher in Alabama history to throw a no-hitter. The bats came alive for them as well after beating Stanford on Friday 15-6. The Tide were held to just 1 run in a 4-1 loss to the Cardinals. So the team leaves Cali with an 11-1 record and faces UAB on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Well, unlike softball and baseball, for the Alabama men's basketball team, the season is almost over, and the Tide are finding themselves up against a wall, especially after losing last night to Vanderbilt.
That's true. They have a 5-7 conference record, which puts them at 8th in the SEC standings with just 6 games remaining. It doesn't get easier as the Tide hit the road Tuesday to face arch rival Auburn, who are looking for some revenge after a close loss here in Tuscaloosa. But the Crimson Tide's NCAA tournament chances did take a hit last night with a 76-68 loss to Vanderbilt. According to projections by ESPN, Alabama is currently not a part of the 68-team field and may need some help from other teams on the bubble. With that said, Alabama has to do their part and churn out some wins. Anthony Grant and Kevin Stallings both say at this point in the year, every game is vitally important.
This is a tough loss. I'm hoping that they are realizing, the opportunity that was wasted today. Sometimes with the young guys, you get in that mode where you just think it's just I got another game tomorrow, I got another game in a couple of days, and everything will be okay. Just the urgency that you got to have. For some reason, I'll look at the film. I didn't feel like we had that urgency.
I thought we had some tired guys. I looked out there and I thought our guys looked really tired, but they fought through and showed a lot of toughness to me and fought through and beat a good Alabama team, and again an Alabama team that shot the ball incredibly well tonight.
Take a look at the Tide's remaining SEC opponents and their records. The conference that outside of Kentucky, still pretty much up for grabs and plenty of chances for the Tide to get back in the race.
Well, off to Big Ten basketball we go. Number 5, Wisconsin, doing work against Illinois. Bronson Koenig with that amazing bounce pass to Sam Decker, who slammed it down for 2. Badgers were up by 1. Later, it's Frank the Tank Kaminsky showing he's more than just a big guy. Look at those moves. Gets the hook shot. He led the team with 23 points, 11 rebounds. Decker gets the turnover, makes the Fighting Illini not put up a fight. He gets that one to go. And then how about this from the outside? Nigel Hayes burying the three-pointer. The Badgers, with only 2 losses on the season, they post their 8th straight Big Ten win, the team's longest conference win streak since 1940 and 41 season when they were national champions. So, could be leading to something potentially. Who knows?
You can see, who knows? March
Weeks
Madness
away.
just around the corner. You never know. But now to women's hoops, the Crimson Tide have only 2 seniors on their roster, and that could be a contributing factor to only having 2 tallies in the win column.
Coach Christy Curry not allowing the youth factor as an excuse anymore, instead expecting her team to take the first round of losses and turn them into wins in the second go-around in SEC play. The Tide did just that on Thursday night, not letting a close game get away. As Missouri, they beat them. Senior Sharon Rivers giving the Tide the win when she knocked down a three-pointer with 7 seconds to go. Junior Nikki Hegsetter went to the foul line, and some confusion from the Tigers. She gets the miss from her 1-and-1, turns it into 2 as the Tide go on to win by 3. Rivers says this is the confidence they needed.
The weight is off, and now it's time to get rolling. Like, we have our first win, well, our second win, and now, like, it's time to get pushing. Keep it on, keep going, get this next win. Like, that should be our mindset. Just keep winning games. That's all we have to do now is just win. We already did it. We proved that we can win. We've worked on this a lot in practice. We've worked on these type of situations in practice, so it helps more in the game to know what to do, things that you need to think about, not letting the shooters get loose, know who's going to attack the basket and stuff like that.
So here's how the women team finishes out the season tomorrow night at Texas A&M, and then 4 more games, including Auburn, to close out the regular season. Well, we still have more to come on Sports Sunday, right, Scott?
Oh, plenty more. We're just scratching the surface. We'll have highlights from last night's dunk contest, and you won't want to miss that, plus NASCAR news and golf, among other things, to come on Sports Sunday. Stay with us. NBA dunk contest from last night. Victor Oladipo comes out in style, singing the classic New York, New York by Frank Sinatra. And I'll tell you, he's got a good set of pipes, too.
Look at that. Rihanna's even loving it.
She loves it, too.
Who doesn't love Frank?
His dunk might have been even better. A 360 slam that gets the crowd in Brooklyn on their feet. Very impressive. But Zach LaVine of Minnesota would don a Michael Jordan Space Jam jersey and brings the house down with the between-the-legs dunk. My goodness, dunk you very much. Even Russell Westbrook and James Harden are left in awe. No surprise that LaVine wins the 2015 Sprite Slam Dunk competition.
I think the dunk contest may be more popular than the actual All-Star game itself.
And I'll tell you what, when you wear a Michael Jordan jersey, you have to do something special, no matter what.
And they just did it right there, and that was quite the game that they had tonight. Obviously, you're going to show that there was pretty much no defense. It was all about scoring.
No, that's the way it is. But again, let's go to the All-Star game tonight. East versus West. There you see LeBron James. He's pretty much used to the All-Star game at this point. First quarter, Stephen Curry boards the miss by Tim Duncan and sets up James Harden for the exclamation point. Look at that no-look pass. But we go to the second quarter, and Russell Westbrook drains a tray from downtown. 27 first-half points for Westbrook, NBA record. It was pretty much threes galore in this game, as you can see. Kyle Korver, the Atlanta Hawks. They don't even try to guard him. One of the best three-point shooters in the game, leave him wide open. That's the Cardinal sin in the NBA. LeBron James to the front court, lobs it up to Paul Gasol of the Bulls, who finishes it off. Like you said, not much defense in this game at all.
We should just call it a scoring contest.
That's
pretty much what it is. The 6th-ranked Alabama gymnastics team won their 4th straight meet over a ranked opponent when they beat number 12, Boise State, by over 2 points on Friday night. That is a lot in gymnastics. Not only was the total score of 197.8 a season high for the Tide, it was the 13th best score posted in school history. And it's only mid-February. Lauren Beers, Katie Bailey, Caitlin Clark, and Hunter Dennis all posted career best scores on the night. Coach Dana Duckworth very pleased at where her team is at midway through the season.
We're at that point in the season where we're really figuring out where everybody fits, what everyone's role is, and everyone's just owning that role. And whether you're on the sidelines screaming for your teammate or looking at them in a particular way, we're creating an energy and a chemistry. That is what makes Alabama gymnastics so consistent and so exciting to watch.
We have more just ahead on Sports Sunday, don't we, Jen?
Yes, NASCAR fighting, you don't want to miss that, and golf, so stay with us. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back to Sports Sunday. Who doesn't enjoy a good fight? NASCAR started the way it ended last season. Heated exchange of words between Kevin Harvick and Joey Logano. After getting tied up with 2 laps to go, there they go. Harvick believing Logano was trying to help teammate Brad Keselowski, who did go on to get the win. So very similar frustrations Harvick had at Talladega in October with Logano, so the beef continues.
Yes, it does. But now there is more beef in NASCAR than just that, with many drivers unhappy with the new qualifying system. Qualifying now goes in rounds with the fastest times from 2 laps moving on.
So before the frustrations began, let's see some cuteness. Harvick and his son playing with his toy car. He's too young to have a real one yet. Brad Keselowski and Jeff Gordon just chatting it up before they start. And now it's time to get down to business. First round won by Eric Almirola, who goes with the qualifier. Gets a little tricky. Only the top 2 are locked in for Daytona. The rest of the field is decided on Thursday at the Twin 150 race. So round 2 won by Jimmy Johnson. And round 3 going to Jeff Gordon. The top time was Jeff Gordon, so he wins the 2015 pole for Daytona in his 23rd and final season. Jimmy Johnson behind him. 13 others are in, some based off points in 2014, but none of those drivers know where they will start. Well, the story in the golf world the past few weeks has been all about Tiger Woods and his temporary leave of absence. But this week, the PGA Tour headed to Pebble Beach, a favorite of those on tour.
It's easy to see why. You have the beach, celebrities of all walks of life, including Bill Murray, always a crowd favorite. They participate throughout the week. But on Sunday, let's be clear, it's all about the winning. Let's go to the highlights. Final round of Pebble Beach Pro-Am, it's Brandt Snedeker on the par 3 7th hole. Beautiful shot. And just watch him pull the string on this one back to within a few feet of the hole. Very nicely done. He would go on to birdie and move to 20 under. Jason Day trying to make a run at Snedeker here on the par 3 17th and makes great contact. Only problem is it goes a little bit to the right and almost hits a volunteer. Good reflexes on that play.
That's impressive. How did they even do that?
That would take him out of contention. We go to the 15th Snedeker, calm and cool and collected with the birdie putt and sinks it. The former Vanderbilt star will go on to win by 3 strokes. He moves up to 5th in the FedEx Cup standings.
Now that weather looks a lot better than what we've got going on here. I kind of think if it's going to be cold, we should get some snow, but that's not looking like it's going to happen.
That's true. Also, NBA All-Star, West wins it 163 to 158. Russell Westbrook with 41 points.
All right, next year we want a 200-point game. Thanks for joining us on Sports Sunday. We'll have a great week.